All right, so we do have 10 after on the dot. So looks like we have very many in the room tonight. The good thing is we have launched a podcast that does go to all of your favorite outlets wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll get into a little bit of that here in a minute. But plenty of opportunities for people to be able to come back and listen. I do want to welcome everybody to a Variegate Networking AMA, helping you own the bear market. We do have our special guest in the house tonight, Defi Skeptic. I also want to say thanks to everybody else that's joining us tonight as well. So I know we had an AMA with Defi Skeptic a couple of weeks ago, but kind of had the poll launching this week. We want to bring them back in and again have them relay kind of what they have going on and a little bit about their projects, so we can continue to get the word out on Defi Skeptic. I am KY Hodel. You guys can call me Josh. As always, this should not be taken as financial advice. Please do your own research. And also thanks to the Variegate rewards for August: RocketFi, Affinity, Block Blend, DKYC, Grove, and Clearwater. So as you guys know, we did have an AMA, did have a meeting Friday night, and we dropped a plethora of news. We did have a DApp drop. We relayed some information about the Fantasy League, which Defi Skeptic is partaking in. So looking forward to going toe-to-toe with you there, Chris. Variegate versus Defi Skeptic. I'm sure we'll have that 1 week, so that'll be fun. We dropped some news on how we're going to monetize, obviously, the August rewards and the September vote. So that's why we do have Defi Skeptic in the house tonight. They are partaking in the first weekly poll to determine our rewards for September. When you run a project like we're running, you don't really get a break. So we get through with 1 month of polls and votes and calculating and AMAs and promoting and spreading the word, and it's right back to the grind as we get the new month started. So excited to have Defi Skeptic on the poll this week. It would be good to get them a little bit of a push. I think right now they're currently in third on the poll, but glad and happy to have them on tonight so we can learn what they're doing, continue to spread the word. And again, that last thing that we did drop on Friday, how we are hosting podcasts. So whether if it's on Spotify, Amazon, Apple will be coming soon. They are also getting posted to YouTube. So I think right now around 9 or 10 different outlets. Whenever you host an AMA or whenever you have an AMA with Variegate, that AMA is posted to all of those outlets immediately. Or after we have those, it takes about a day or two. Then we'll have those posted, and then as soon as somebody searches your project on there, there's an AMA ready for someone to listen to learn about your project. So, again, we're happy to do that, helping you own the bear market. So again, Defi Skeptic on that weekly poll on that list this week. I know if you didn't have the chance to hear the first AMA a few weeks ago, Chris, want to say welcome to you. How about we get a quick overview of Defi Skeptic?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, everyone, for having us back again. Appreciate it. And then, yeah, as far as the poll goes, looking forward to how those results turn out. I think we're winning on the Telegram side, but I'm not sure about all the other ones. I forwarded it to all our people, but I think we're most active on the Telegram side. So not sure how we're doing on the Reddit, Discord, and Twitter side. But yeah, appreciate you guys having us on again, and just glad to be here. DeFi Skeptic, we started back in January of this year. At the time, we didn't have a token or NFT or much of anything. We were just a vetting platform focused on, putting projects through a extensive review process and just providing a lot of information to the DeFi space. That's how we got started back in January. That was our initial plan. But, as a collective team, we realized we could do a lot more. And thus came the idea, well, why don't we start targeting problems where they exist, which is on the development side, the early days. Projects are scams from day one, typically 99% of the time. So if we can have an impact on that in some way or fashion, maybe we can start reducing that as well from the development side. So we started to think, what kind of services we could provide. Well, I mean, why not provide them all? So through our own internal skill sets and skill sets of partners that we've started collaborating with, we provide just about everything that you would need as a project owner, looking to put a project out. So we do our core service project vetting that puts a project through a very extensive review process. It goes over 7 different categories that encompass their project. Team being one of them. The contracts are obviously another one, but it goes much deeper than that. There's 5 other categories that we believe encompass a project. We also provide arbitrage as a service, where if you have 2 or more liquidity pools or pairs, it will stabilize the two by trading back and forth to keep them at the same price, and naturally that will create a profit, and that profit can be directed back into your ecosystem however you want to do it. It's free to use. We definitely encourage more than one pair. We have more than one pair ourselves, and we just launched last month. The benefit of having more than one pair is obviously stability. The more pairs you add, the more stable your token, especially if you're adding them to assets that are entirely different. Like if you do, for example, BNB, and then you add another pair and you do BTC. I mean, BNB typically will flow in tandem with whatever BTC is doing, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to do that. But if you pair it to something totally non-related, like a stable coin or um, you know another token that is kind of independent, you can gain a lot more stability for your project. But anyways, arbitrage as a service, it's free to use. Definitely check it out. We provide KYC, we provide contract audits, we provide, for the development side of things, token and NFT creations, dApp and bots, front and back end web development. And then when you get into the design side, we provide UI, UX design, graphic design, which consists of still and motion graphic, as well as marketing. So we do a full vetted AMA tour with our marketing or our AMA partners. We have 7 currently that we've put through. I know we've done AMAs with them personally. We put them through the test. We believe they provide a high level of value, as well as not being bot loaded and just having ethical business practices. So we partner with them, where more of a cross exposure type thing. They help grow us, we help grow them. We don't charge or take a fee or anything from it. It's just a flat rate of BNB to do a full tour with all 7 groups, discounted to what you would pay if you just went through them individually. And last but not least, we have a marketing strategist company we've partnered with that they're actually down in Colombia right now, working with a big metaverse project that has like a physical office. So we've partnered with them for marketing services. It's quite a bit, but that's just our developer side. We are rolling out user services, which will consist of promotional airdrop campaign subscriptions, merger and acquisition tools to allow failed projects to merge into ours, and a bunch of other stuff. We do have a token, Skeptic Token, and we do have an NFT collection for Skeptic's NFTs, and those are paired together. So when you talk about being paired together, what that means for us is they're tokenized, where 200,000 tokens equals 1 NFT. So you can go through our Skeptic Vault. You can take 200,000 tokens, convert it to an NFT if any are available in the inventory, and vice versa. You can take an NFT and convert it to tokens. What happens there is it's a burn and mint function. So the vault is the authorized minter and burner, and it will just conduct those actions through the vault. So you'll see the token supply change on BSC scan. It could go up, it could go down, but its max is 50 million, and the max NFT supply is 250. But what you'll see is right now, if you look at BSC scan or PooCoin or anywhere really, I think our supply is somewhere around 20 million, like 19 million 800, somewhere around there. Because 60% of our supply has been burned through the vault, people hold NFTs. So we've designed our token and our NFT to be entirely different things, totally separate ecosystems. But by owning one, you can own the other. So you don't have to pick. a lot of times in projects you have to buy both. You have to buy the tokens, and you also have to buy the NFTs. With ours, you can buy one and own both because you can swap back and forth anytime you want, tax free. That allows the user to use the utility. So as far as token goes, we've designed the token to be strictly utility. There's no reward aspect to it. That's for our user services, which will be the promotional airdrop subscription. It'll be our DS merge utility. It'll be, well, we're putting out an LP farm specifically so people can support the liquidity by also gaining some tokens to work their way up to an NFT. I believe the current price of that is somewhere around like 2.2 BNB or 2.3. And we launched at a price of 1 BNB for 200,000 tokens last month. So we've held somewhere around like 2.5x almost for a month now. But yeah, with the token side, strictly utility. But let's say you don't really want to use the utility at that time. Well, you want to obviously not hold tokens. You'd want the NFT for the rewards. So what we are able to do with our ecosystem is you can take those tokens to the vault, you can swap them for an NFT, and now you're starting to collect the rewards. So our NFT is strictly rewards. We have 250 of them. The 50 of them are rare. And the only difference between rare and commons is that with the rare ones, they get a monthly lottery. So this past month, we actually recently vetted RocketFi through our vetting process, and they supplied tokens to that lotto. We also had a Diversify Passport NFT. We also used Coinsbee and bought a Amazon gift card that went into that lottery pot. So we try to do something unique every month for those that get the rare NFTs. And if you check, we're verified on Tofu NFT. You can get them from there on the secondary market, or you can get them from our vault at actual price. If you get them from the secondary market, you're probably going to pay some type of upcharge. But if you get them from the vault, you're paying direct whatever they're currently worth, because you'll swap tokens real time for NFT. But the way our NFTs work is we wanted to make the rewards in a way that is non-token volume reliant. So that's exactly what we did. As an NFT holder, you'll get 3% of all token volume paid in BNB. So there is that part, but there's more revenue streams. You'll get a percentage of our arbitrage bot trades. So as it's stabilizing the liquidity pool, a good portion of that goes into the NFT reward pool. As an NFT holder, you also get a cut of all of our developer services revenue as a platform. That just gets put in there periodically as it comes. And you'll also get a large portion of the Skeptic Fund's interest. And the Skeptic Fund is one thing we just haven't talked about yet. It's our way of making sustainability. So it started out with, we put 50 BNB in it at launch. And I believe that was somewhere around like 12 grand at the time when we launched June 29th. And since then, that 12 grand has grown into somewhere around like 18 and a half thousand dollars, just through market appreciation and interest. So we invested into things like not stable farms, but liquidity pool farms, staking, yield farms. We put them in appreciating assets, just different things that have, relatively low risk, moderate risk. We're not YOLOing them on any 10Xs or nothing crazy like that. Just really low risk things that generate interest. And what we do is 1 to 2 times a month, depending on how much interest is collected, we pull the interest, we compound 40% of it. 40% is paid out to the NFT holders, and 20% is sent to our marketing wallet. So part of our token tax, we get marketing funds. But let's say we're low volume due to a bear market or whatever the case may be, we're still generating marketing funds from the Skeptic Fund, because that interest is constantly accumulating, and the compounding factor grows it month after month. So you could technically say our marketing funds are indefinite, and they'll continue to grow month after month. The only way that would ever stop is just if crypto completely tanked, and everything that the Skeptic Fund had invested in went to zero, right? But that's very unlikely anytime soon. If that was the case, none of us would even be on this AMA if we thought crypto was going to tank. So with the Skeptic Fund, it's just our way that we can generate marketing funds and pay our NFT rewards permanently, forever, and that grows month after month. But we also add multiple revenue streams. So, again, you got the token volume, the bot volume, um, the revenue share piece to it. And we're also working with ideas with other projects to where we can do certain things for them and then direct portions of taxes or revenues or things of that nature back into the NFT reward structure as well. We recently released a slot bot as part of our services. A lot of projects are using it. I believe Variegate's using it. A lot of projects are using that right now, and a small fee is taken from the pool and directed into our Skeptic Fund. So that's a way that we've sort of monetized a just fun bot feature to help grow that Skeptic Fund as well. The projects themselves, they're able to have a bot that allows users play slots, and they can win tokens of that specific Telegram's project. So it's a pretty cool feature. We have one in ours as well. But yeah, that's a little bit about our NFTs, our token, our overall ecosystem. Threw a lot out there, so I'll stop if there's any questions, and if not, we can get into some other stuff.
It's funny you mentioned the slots because I was late coming here to the Twitter space because someone was messaging me about the slots, asking me what that was all about because they were intrigued just from like the coding aspect and everything. So definitely excited about that. And we actually, if no one is aware of that already, or you're not in our Telegram and listening to this, we actually, in tandem with the rewards that are being offered from us for this month, Chris was kind enough to help us come up with a contract to actually reward any of the wins on those slots to reward in the tokens that we're reflecting on those specific days. Obviously, if you don't want to do it on that specific day, you can still use the send address for the contract, and it'll go ahead and still put that in. And if you win, you'll be rewarded with whatever token is you're looking to obviously receive. So very cool stuff. And I will say too, like just with that NFT giveaway, I think you have one going on now. Is that correct?
We recently had an NFT giveaway, none currently right at this moment.
All right, yeah. The last one you had though that just ended this past week or whatever, like that drummed up a lot of buys for you guys because I think it was just one of those a minimum buy of was it $20 or more got you an entry or
Yeah, we did raffle tickets basically. So every $20 buy for the period of the raffle, it added your wallet as a raffle ticket. I think we had a couple hundred tickets sold, and one guy bought like 6 BNB or something right at the last minute, and he ended up winning because he just flooded the pot with a crazy amount of raffle tickets.
yeah, that was a good idea for the giveaway, and definitely helped you guys out a lot there. I kept seeing the buys rolling in. So, actually, speaking of right now, one of the things that we did talk about on our last AMA, and it is ongoing now, we're probably about 50% sold out, but we are giving away the first edition of Pixel Club's unemployed NFTs. So, we did also speak to the fact in our AMA we are going to be adding at least one utility that we know of to it. We've tinkered around with two or more other ideas, and we're not, set in stone on those. But if you want to buy those, the way to receive it is it will be free. You just have to make a purchase of $20 or more of Variegate, and then it'll automatically be sent over to you from Pick.
Yeah, man, and that's been a lot of fun as well. So, we love giving out some free NFTs, and you mentioned the slots. We've had a lot of fun with that, and definitely appreciate you kind of sharing the idea and giving that out to other projects to use. Obviously, that was a great idea that helps you guys get a little bit of funding. But it's also fun for the communities, and it's also a way for even the projects themselves. So if there's anybody listening that's on right now, that is maybe on a team or is a dev of a project, or if you're listening on one of our podcast platforms, get in touch with Chris at Defi Skeptic if you're interested in providing those slots for your community. All you do is you send 0.02 BNB to the contract that's listed, and then the slot game will automatically play in the Telegram. And then there's a pool. You've got a chance to win the same, more or less, the BNB. You may not win it all, the BNB that you provided. Seen a lot of folks win. Seen a lot of folks win more than they put in. So definitely a fun way to get the community engaged, but it's also a fun way to kind of have your holders win more BNB or more tokens than what they initially paid for. And then when one of those community members actually wins, it helps out the project as well. So definitely, a cool idea by you guys, and appreciate you. You kind of was on it quick as soon as we were interested in it. Kind of got us hooked up. So again, appreciate that. And right now, just like Mike said, we've got it alternating between our daily rewards for the week. So, for an example, I think right now Tuesday is Affinity. So it's on UTC time. So I believe it's already switched over to Affinity. If you win in the slots, you'll be rewarded in a Affinity. So any of you guys that are out there listening that's part of a team, make sure you reach out to Chris and the DeFi Skeptic team and get them set up for you. Again, it's a great way to get the community involved.
Sure, appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah, we just really want to start a platform that was developer and user focused, not necessarily, utilities that benefit us as a team. Obviously, we want to start a project and monetize off it. Everybody wants to get paid for their time, but that wasn't the goal of our utility. We've essentially tried to take developer services and user services and tokenize it in a way where we fuse it into an ecosystem of token and NFT. So audits, KYC, contract audit, contract creations, things like that a developer would typically need, marketing services, all that stuff. We provide, whether it's internally by our team or through collaborative partners that we have. We provide all of that, and then revenue that comes from that gets directed right back into the NFT and or token. And then on the utility side of the token, again, that's strictly utility for users. So the developer services, strictly for developers. The token, Skeptic Token, strictly utility for users. And then there's the NFT, which is strictly rewards. And like I was saying earlier, you can swap back and forth between the token and the NFT anytime you want, tax-free, which I've never seen another project do. To my knowledge, there isn't one that exists. Maybe there is, but I've not seen one that allows that option. Usually you have to buy one or the other. I've never seen another project that is allowing you to swap back and forth between the two. And the main benefit there is just allowing the user to control what they want when they want, and not having to pay for both. We also did not do any private sales, pre-sales, or seed sales. We raised funding for the initial liquidity. We also put a lot of liquidity up from our own pockets as well. I think it was somewhere around like 85, 90 BNB that we put from our own pockets into the project. But we raised liquidity and money for the Skeptic Fund from an NFT sale. So that was one major driving factor of how can we then pair it to tokens and allow everything to kind of fuse together. That sparked the idea of having the Skeptic Vault, just that intermediary piece to the puzzle where you can go back and forth between the two, not have to pay any tax. There's no transfer fees or anything like that. You're just paying the gas fee, and it just allows the user to again get rewards or swap back tokens and use the utility aspect. So for only launching a month ago, definitely excited about where we're going in the future. We've made a lot of partnerships along the way. A big part of our platform is partnerships, because we are such a broad spectrum of what we're looking to do. We want to impact DeFi in a positive way, and we're never going to do that with just the DeFi Skeptic team. It would literally be impossible. It's like somebody trying to unsalt all the water in the world, and they're just doing it with a little water filter by themselves. It's never going to happen. You gotta have a whole giant team of water filters trying to do that. It's just a big job. It's too big for any one team to do. So, that's a big part of our platform is strategic partnerships. We've partnered with a dozen or so other platforms at this point. 3 of them are launch pads. So with the Launchpad piece, we want to provide project vetting for Launchpads. So they're actually fusing in the vetted badge, where on a Launchpad you'll typically see audit or KYC, but you'll also start to see vetted. So you'll start to see that from Gympad, Apollo Ventures, and Son of Doge Launchpads. We're looking to add some more as well. We spoke to one of the bigger ones that has pink in their name, and they weren't interested because of some of the launch pads we were already working with. I guess competition thing. They wanted us to be just a sole partner, so we declined. But we're definitely looking for additional launch pads. So if anybody listening has any connections to that, shoot them our way. We've recently partnered with Program, who is a mobile app that is looking to replace Telegram strictly for crypto. So they offer a ton of services that, and just overall things that are in the app that you would never, think that you would need. For example, as a crypto project in Telegram, you have a big barrier of communication when you're trying to go international. When you're trying to create, Asian communities and Spanish communities and Arabic communities and all these other languages, communities that speak different languages. But the biggest barrier there is who's going to run it, right? Who's going to mod it? You might not speak that language. How are you going to communicate with those people? Program it's so simple. Why hasn't nobody done this in Telegram, right? Or why hasn't Telegram done this? But they've taken the app and made it one channel, and as the user speaking, you read and type in your language, and it's one international group. So everybody talks together. There's no need for separate communities. You could have every language in the world in there, and the app automatically translates it for that individual. You can schedule AMAs directly through the app. They've got announcements channels in there, so no more having separate telegrams, for your announcements channels and stuff like that. They just got so many features that everybody wants, but they don't have. Oh, and there's no bots, so you don't ever have to worry about your Telegram getting bot hit, which is a plus. So yeah, we partnered with those. We partnered with a blockchain development company, Stay Safe Foo, to utilize their data, their API that will be fusing into our vetted project database once we get that live on our version 2 website, which will be launching soon. And a couple other partners that are just really niche services that we are, looking to leverage or provide on a contractual basis. But yeah, a big part of our platform is just collaborative services to better the space. So highlighting those services that are legitimate and scam free. So
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Yeah, it's amazing just the products that you provide the space. And you mentioned you guys haven't been live very long, and you've already have these services that you're able to offer, whether if it's on the developer side or whether if it's on the user side. So, you guys obviously are bringing a lot to the space in a very short amount of time. I kind of wonder, how long this call would be if I initially asked, what doesn't DeFi Skeptic provide? I'm assuming we probably would have, the call probably would have been over about 25, 30 minutes ago, you think?
Yeah, probably. We provide so much, and we're always looking to add to it. Everything we've talked about up to this point is just what's live. We've got a lot of stuff in the works. If you go to our website, defiskeptic.com, pull up the white paper, you'll want to go to products and services. It's a separate tab in our documentation. And what you'll see is everything live, but you also see what we have in development. So we've got, the DeFi Skeptic drops, the DS drops. That's our promotional airdrop campaign subscription service. So as a user, you'll subscribe to it. As a project, you'll give tokens to it. And that's the only fee you pay. You just pay your tokens. And what that will do it will come with promotional marketing, pieces to it. We'll market you to all of our avenues. We'll do an AMA. On the user side, you're subscribing to a airdrop service. So it's like subscribing to a dust attack service, basically. You'll get tokens, that you can claim that are legitimate projects. You don't have to worry about, just getting scammed from them. We're also looking to add a vetted YouTube tour. And then some of our future plans, we'll be looking to do a token and LP locker for projects to lock their liquidity and their extra tokens. That'll be free, so you won't have to pay for it. Through Flu's Trade, we've partnered with them to provide fiat onboarding for free. So as a new project starting out, one of the biggest barriers is getting people to buy your token, as well as you might have people that come through that have never bought a BSC token before. So fiat onboarding is very important to be able to get somebody to transition fiat to your token. And if you've done that before, as a new person to the space, it just feels like you're on a different planet, right? Like there's 12 steps involved. But through Flu's Trade, you're basically enabled the ability to go from credit card right to token pretty seamlessly. So we'll be offering that service soon. Custodial key services is in the works. So think of, let's say you're a developer and you're the only one that has access to everything. Obviously, that's bad from a risk standpoint in case you die. What happens to the project? So as a custodial key service, we're able to take a portion of the key. You send a portion of the key to the other person. We retain a portion of the key through smart contract, and it's sent to that individual based off of strict criteria within the DApp. So it can also be used as a form of escrow too. So it's a lot of ways that could be used from both an escrow and security standpoint. We'll also be putting out a vetted daily launch list in the future via bot, as well as working with press release companies. So if you've ever done a press release as a project, it's such a overpriced thing. Not to call specific platforms out, but Solid Proof, for example, I believe they charge $4,500 for a press release package, and we're able, through people that we work with, to get the same exact distribution for $700. So it's crazy to me that there's such an upcharge on things in this space that they don't need to be. For example, our project vetting, we charge $250, and it's literally like a probably around 7 hours of work on our side that we're putting into analyzing that project, as well as a Zoom call interview with the team themselves. But the idea is to keep it low cost. I mean, we would make it free if we could, but we have data subscriptions and bills to pay that involve some of the tools we use for it, so it can't be free, or we'd actually be losing money. But it's designed to be cheap, to where information is not a barrier because of price, right? Like, we don't want price to be a barrier to get people information. Everything else we have is pretty competitively priced, but vetting specifically will always be super cheap. But back to the point is, just everything in this space is so overpriced. It doesn't need to be. Like, you should never have to pay $1,000 for a KYC. That's crazy. You can go to Passbase and purchase their KYC service package. I think it's like $85 a month, and you'll be able to run 200 KYCs a month as a platform. So, projects that are informational based, like us, for example, we could go to Passbase, use their KYC algorithm and service, their database, as a customer, and then we could run KYC checks on other projects for pennies on the dollar, comparative to what some of these places are charging. And that'll eventually be our goal with vetting, is once we get it set up with Passbase, where we'll just do the vetting, and it will come with a KYC. So if you get vetted by us, you'll just get a KYC included. There's no additional cost. It's just included with the base vetted fee. Because KYC is so cheap to do, there's no reason it should cost as much as it does. But Yeah, that's kind of what we're about. Really, just trying to better the space. Make things cheaper, make things better, more secure through the developer side and the user side. But at the same time, provide a way for people within our ecosystem to kind of monetize off of everything that's going on, which is the point of the NFTs. So yeah, appreciate you guys having us on. If I can answer any questions, let me know. If not, that's about all I got.
I think it's a good point you made of just not overcharging just because you can. I was just thinking about that today at the amusement park I was at, and I asked them what the cost of the chocolate covered frozen banana was, and they told me $7. And I just had to laugh because I do appreciate capitalism and I do understand how it functions as something in our society, and I'm totally cool with it. But had they said it was $4 or $5, I would have been more inclined to buy it. And that's the thing I think they're missing a lot of those times. They want to just obviously take advantage of someone when they can, missing the big picture where if I just charge a reasonable price, I may have more people buying this and may get more volume, which would offset that increased price I'm doing. So I think that's a good business model to have. And
Oh yeah.
I like everything that you guys have done. Like, and I love the community too. I see a lot of other groups in here. And the one thing I will say about Chris, same like with Matt, True DeFi is even Ty there with Tyrant Empire. Anytime you reach out to them, obviously that could change in time as things get busier, but they'll get back to you within a reasonable amount of time as long as you're not a bot, a spammer, or a scammer. You know what I mean? They'll answer your questions, they'll help you, they'll give you answers regardless of whether or not you're buying or using a service with them, which I think goes really far in terms of like building that, networking and rapport that you have with someone else. And then you can obviously work off each other and give your recommendations because I know now just from working with Chris, I'd have no hesitation of recommending him to anyone else. So definitely appreciate that too.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, there's so much that goes into play with like just the price part is it's just crazy to me how much people are charging for things in the space. It really is. The fact that a company can charge $20,000 for a smart contract audit is just that blows my mind every day when I see somebody get that audit. It's like they're not looking at anything out of the norm, right? I mean, our auditors actually provide a more thorough audit at a tenth of that cost. Actually a 20th of that cost. So it's just crazy to me how much people charge for things when it doesn't need to be that expensive. It's really just a matter of they know they can get it, and there's the hype factor, behind crypto right now. And you know, as a project team starting a project, you're a lot of times people feel the need that they just have to spend money. They do this pre-sale, they raise 400 BNB, and they're just like under the impression that they have to spend it all, right? They have to use it all. If that's the case, why don't you put some of it away, use it for actual marketing? Maybe don't raise as much so you can launch your project. I've seen projects that go and raise 200 BNB and they spend 100 BNB just on launch day calls. So they get that big giant pump on launch, and then they're out of marketing funds and the project dies because they have no more marketing money, and they just can't do anything else. They don't think past the first day. We've never done a call channel. I don't intend to. We've done some AMAs, but even those lately have not been the best. What we've really been getting good exposure with is just collaborative type things as far as marketing goes. Primarily due to the market, being in a bear market, spending money on marketing in a bear market. It's not a very effective way to use money. The collaborative aspect, getting together with projects that already have solid bases is the way to go. If you're trying to bring in, new money into your project, the crypto space, that's going to be a hard thing to do during a bear market because everybody's on the defense. But if you're, collaborating with other projects and kind of sharing ideas and sharing community experiences, then you kind of naturally build a cohesive little environment, which I think is a lot, better use of time and even money because you can do buybacks on your own token and maybe give some giveaways or something like that. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to get audits and fancy KYCs and all that stuff. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I'd say too, it doesn't hurt that you have a good community, and it's one of those things like that's why like your community, our community, Token community, affinity community. It's just one of those things where all those people, whenever you're in there, like they can answer the questions without even having to go to a dev or anything because everyone's so passionate about the projects. And same thing too, like it's just always nice to be feeling like you're invited and you're not like an outsider coming in whenever you go to those chats. So I'm more than happy to go ahead and share your Telegram, share your information whenever I can. Whenever you guys have something going on, I love to share it in our chat just so people can be, you know, up and up on the most current stuff you have going on.
Yeah, and Chris, I do have a question about Program. So is it currently live? And then what is that process like to, is that something you just hop on or you do have to partner with them to be on their platform?
Oh no, yeah, it's totally live. You can go to our partnership section if you want to check out their website, but also it's just through the App Store. You can type in Program. You should be able to get it from the iOS App Store. They'll be releasing the Android version here soon as well.
Yeah, I think Matt actually is on there too. Matt, you can just speak up. Let me know. I think you said you were just setting yours up last week.
Yeah, they've not really, excuse me, they've not really done any like big marketing pushes. They're trying to get the Android piece out first and kind of doing a little bit of concept plays while they add some more features. They've not really done any big marketing pushes, but I can tell you they've got a relatively large marketing budget. So I think this app is probably going to go pretty viral pretty quickly. I would definitely encourage any project owners listening in to go in and just set up a group. I mean, it's free. It's just like Telegram. You go in, you set up a group, but it's just entirely different. It's way better than Telegram. It's got so many features that you would you want that just don't exist in Telegram. They also have a VIP section type thing. I think it's controlled by NFTs, so you can get an NFT and get access to this VIP lounge where it'll even have in person real life events that they've made some partnerships with. So pretty cool app. Lots going on. It's got like its own trending thing. You can do AMAs. You schedule them right through the app. It's got its own announcement sections. It's auto translating for the user. There's no bots. You can just do so much stuff that you can't do in Telegram. So I would definitely encourage everybody to go check it out.
Any idea how many projects are on there? So I think Mike said, Matt, you're on there with True DeFi, right? Or Defi Skeptic. Have you guys been able to build a kind of solid community on there? Have many migrated from Telegram over and are actively using it?
We aren't actively using it yet. We do have a lot of Android users, so before we try to like migrate over there, I want to wait for the Android app to come out. But there are a lot of groups over there already. When you open it up and you click on the Explorer tab, you'll see popular groups, which doesn't. I don't believe that lists all the groups. No, I can tell you for a fact it doesn't. I don't see them all on there. So you can search for a group the same way that you would search for a group, on Telegram just by name. You'll be able to pull that group up. Um, the way we work with them as a partner is there's trusted badges. So as a project, a lot of times even on Telegram, there's on Twitter you've got the little verified emblem. On Telegram they have the same thing. Pretty much every social media has this little verified badge on there. Um, what we're going to be doing for Program is exclusively handling the trusted badge for projects. So as a project, you come through and you go through our vetting process and get approved. You'll then get the trusted badge within that app, and that comes default with any project that comes through us externally to Program as well. So even if you just come from you know some random corner of the internet and get vetted through us, you'll automatically be given that trusted badge within Program. So it's just a very interesting and mutually beneficial partnership for us. We provide traffic their way through the app. We get traffic from there, and it really is a great app. the way that they're designing it and building it out, it's such a benefit to projects to be able to do all the stuff they allow you to do in one app. Whereas, you have to use multiple apps to do everything that app does independently. And the fact that it just doesn't have bots is a great feature. I mean, you're going to lose some stuff like Bobby Buy Bot and a slot bot and stuff like that. You won't be able to use on there, but they'll be creating their own bot type things within the app. There's just no more, users being able to load whatever bot they want. So you'll never get hit again with a mass, inflow of spam bots or anything like that. It's just so beneficial to projects. So definitely go check it out.
Yeah, I feel like there's just too much disconnect having too many different groups based on nationality and language, obviously. It's just one of those things like how many times are you offered, hey, can I help set up your, Chinese community or this and that? It's like, I can't entrust you with the thing I've built up and I don't know you whatsoever. So this eliminates all that like nonsense.
Yeah, definitely. The fact that they have that integrated into the app where your communication auto translates directly into the language of your choice, whatever language you speak, is such a beneficial feature. It totally takes that language barrier aspect out. So, no more having multiple groups for every different language. I think a lot of projects will, once that app becomes a little more mainstream, it goes viral, maybe it becomes a Telegram competitor, or even replaces Telegram, you'll see a lot of projects grow because of that. Whereas, right now you have to create extra groups for people that speak different languages. In there, it's just one group. And that just allows you to grow your user base so substantially.
Well, we definitely appreciate the information there. I mean, it's definitely sounds like something that's would be recommended for. I see several projects that are being represented here tonight, or or the actual devs that are on the call. But whether it's True DeFi or Raider Token, some Affinity Refs, Rocket Fi, of course, Defi Skeptic. It sounds like
So
something that.
we got Blackbeard on here as well from Mastermind Games.
Yeah, for sure. And sounds like something that would be recommended for everybody to check out. And it sounds like something that would definitely be able to make it to where you can grow your community for sure. So appreciate you sharing that information with us. I didn't want you getting off just talking about Program, but definitely appreciate kind of going into the weeds on it.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I'm always looking to talk about everything crypto related. Any chance we get where we can just better the space is what it's about. I mean, obviously it's beneficial to talk about our token and our NFT because that gets you traffic, but that'll come over time anyways. We're so long-term focused with everything we're doing. I'm not really worried about, what's going to happen next week or next month. I'm looking at what we're going to be doing a year or two from now. That's everything we're doing is focused on that long term. I mean, like I said, we haven't done any calls, right? We're not focused on the price right now. We're not focused on. We're holding 2.5x since launch just a month ago, and I mean, we've not really done anything to, make the token move, and we don't really intend to. We want to build and create a very solid foundation. And being that we are, blockchain agnostic platform, we're a multi-chain service provider. We're trying to get a good foothold in BSC, and then we'll move over to Kronos and Phantom, Ethereum, and just grow from there. The sky's the limit.
Real quick, speaking of promoting other projects, are you still doing your podcast?
We were doing Skeptical Tuesdays.
Your Twitter space. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we were looking to do Skeptical Tuesdays as like an educational type thing. Just talk about latest trends and scams and stuff like that. But Ninja Lounge came out with a through Diversify, another project, and working with Ninja Lounge and us kind of fusing in with all of them. They're doing an educational series, so we might drop ours and just work with them to do educational series, a once a week, podcast event.
Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to know because if I was going to say you were still doing it, definitely plug away here.
Yeah, as far as ours goes, we'll have sporadic, AMAs we do in our own Telegram. We might do AMAs with other lounges and stuff. And then we have our once a month, monthly event where we do our rare NFT lottery. We have a question of the day every day that our community manager runs, where you can answer the question. If you get it right, you get put into the prize pool, and at the end of the month, a lucky winner gets drawn from the prize pool, and you'll win some, whatever the prize is for that specific point in time. We do a game of the week, so like a little work break game of the week. We load it through that gamey bot, where the top 5 highest scores get put into a little random drawing. So we do a lot of like fun little community things that are kind of just focused on keeping people interactive and just trying to do something fun out of the norm.
Yeah, no, I like the engagement, and everything you do with those questions involves the skeptic token and just about skeptic in general. So if you don't know the answer after you get the question wrong, you'll know the answer. So very cool.
Yeah. We try to pull information from the project, so it's getting people more engaged into the actual project itself, and not just let me check the chart real quick and see what the price is. Actually knowing about the project. So that was the purpose of the question of the day, was just asking random questions every day and getting people to think about the actual project. If you haven't looked through the white paper, you'll never be able to get the answer right, unless you just kind of go in there and look at it real quick. So we try to ask some challenging questions here and there. Oh, we recently just added a requirement too, to where you have to hold $30 of Skeptic token to participate, because we started realizing we might have some alt accounts that are just kind of participating and taking advantage of community events. So we made a very small minimum hold requirement just for people that are actually part of the project. That way we don't have like one malicious individual in there with 20 accounts just trying to win the prize.
Yeah, that's right. That was a good move. I like that too. So actually, it encourages you to be an actual holder of it as well, to have a chance to win. Or to your point, if you want to game the system, you're going to have to pay a little more to do so.
Yeah, and that's the point, is just not allowing somebody to just come right in off the street with a ton of accounts and just take advantage of the community events, without at least putting something up on their end. So at least we're balancing it out in a way, because if they're coming in with 20 accounts and they have to hold $30 each, that's $600 worth of tokens that they have to put up. So if they're winning 10, 15, 20, $30 here and there, it ends up balancing out, as far as cost is concerned. So that was the whole purpose of it, is just to kind of keep the balance. That way we're not giving funds away to just exploiters.
Again, Chris, appreciate you
know.
being on tonight. I know we're kind of going over a little bit of an hour, but giving us a ton of information, what DeFi Skeptic has to offer the space. Again, I know we just had you on a couple of weeks ago, but it's always good to hear from you. And I recommend everybody checking out the slots game that the guys over there made. It's pretty cool. Had a lot of people engaged with that, and see some other projects doing it as well. So that's pretty sweet. Before we wrap up here, does anybody want to come up, ask any questions? Any questions for Chris? Or really, I see we've got a ton of reps in the house. Well, if it's Token, True DeFi, we've got Blackbeard here as well. If anybody has any questions about any of the other projects as well, feel free to come on up.
What was the real quick? What was the launchpad question that Chris was asking earlier that I kind of like missed out on because of the background noise?
That I asked.
Yeah, you were saying you're looking for a launchpad. I don't remember what it was involving.
Oh no, I was just saying that we partnered with quite a few launch pads, and I was just saying if there's anyone that has connections with any other launch pads, let us know.
There's a Hector I see is on here, and they have a launch pad for Token that they're using.
Awesome, yeah, definitely we can strike up a conversation.
Hey, do y'all plan on having any type of scanners or anything like that with y'all's deal?
Scanners as what do you mean?
Well, like, with True, we don't trade on PCS. We trade through our swap. And of course, the scanners nowadays that they use, of course, flags us as a honeypot because we don't let trading on PCS. So I've been trying to get a hold of somebody that does, like a scanning bot that could set one up to where it would actually read the true DeFi, swap instead of the way they do it for PCS.
Oh yeah, we can definitely develop that for you if that's something you're looking to have developed, for sure.
Well, more that somebody has one that can, I guess, be able to, read our swappers. Because if we develop it, it's like, you develop something for your own thing. Or if we have it developed, you did it because your own thing. I'm just trying to find a way to change the space to the way we're trading nowadays with True DeFi to be able to, for people to still be able to check it. Because for some reason, they're really happy about using honeypot scanners and stuff like that, so.
Yeah. I mean, to my knowledge, I'm not familiar with any scanner that would be able to read anything. They're all kind of, cookie cutter customized to specific dexes. So you'd probably have to do something complete custom.
Oh,
Complete custom is also a good thing. If we're sitting here telling each other that there's someone out there that doesn't do this, or you don't know of someone, then it sounds like an opportunity.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I just just like today, we were looking to do a semi partnership with a token, and they were concerned, even though they know us and they know what we stand for and what we're doing. Um, they neglected to, or they decided not to move forward with it simply because the scanners show that we are a honeypot when we're clearly not. So I'm just trying to find a solution to that because I've tried reaching out to all the normal scan bot, deals that everybody uses, and can't ever get a hold of anybody to try and see if I can get something replicated or something done.
Yeah, I would just recommend making your own. A lot of those ones already made, they're like you said, hard to get a hold of, or maybe they don't even have anybody really there at all, actually. So I would just, if you guys have a certain way that you're, conducting trading, I would just make something for yourself. And hopefully, I don't see anything wrong with that. Somebody could argue like you're gonna say your project is not a honeypot because you built the bot, right? But I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot to show somebody why it is or isn't a honeypot. Maybe in the bot you can even fuse in it is not, and here is why. A lot of those scanners don't, tell you why it is or isn't. So adding that piece might have benefited a lot too. But yeah, I would definitely do it custom.
Yeah, I mean, being on that subject, it's like, because like ours, you can't trade with PCS at all. So it can't buy and it can't sell. So I don't understand how it would flag a honeypot if you can't ever buy it. You know what I'm saying? That's what always cracks me up about them. I can understand that if it's able to buy but then can't sell, but if you can't do either, why would you flag anything? That's the thing that don't get me.
Wonderful discussion. I definitely kind of have a problem there that needs a solution. I'm not quite sure if there's anything out there or not, but definitely I'm kind of in agreement with Chris. Just like you said, you can tell if something's a honeypot or not. So you could develop something where it's pretty black and white. It's not well, True DeFi made this, so of course they would say, they're safe. But no, these are tangible things that you're reading, that you're looking at, that's determining this, and it's black and white either way. If these things are good, then it's not a honeypot. So yeah, I think it'd be you guys already solved several other problems. Sounds like another one that DeFi Skeptic or True DeFi could add to the list.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, I was gonna do it, but like I said, I just always was under that assumption. If we do it, then it's not really giving any plausibility to it. So I was hoping that somebody else or another reputable person I can get to set something up, so they can actually be, I guess, legitimate or look legitimate in the eyes of the people that don't know or don't understand.
Now, I think you guys could make it look legitimate. So I think that opportunity is there. Take that.
But hey, Josh, Mike, appreciate you guys having us on. I gotta hop off. I'm gonna go grab some bite to eat here and hang out with my wife for the evening. But again, appreciate you guys having us on and look forward to future conversations.
Yes, sir. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate everybody else being on the night. You guys have a great night and stay tuned. We'll be back on another night this week, Wednesday night. Please feel free to join us, discuss crypto. Of course, wanting to promote the projects that network with us that truly do believe in the Unite DeFi space. And again, at Variegate, we just want to help you own the bear market, providing information about these wonderful projects. So again, thanks for everybody being on. You guys have a wonderful night, and we will speak again soon.